quite possible that I am the worst astrologer on the planet because we are about to experience a solar eclipse in the sign of Aries on April 20th of 2023, and I missed this major aspect. Hello and welcome back to the Be the Hero channel. My name is Isabel and I help you understand who you are using personality typing and astrology, because I was the kind of person who did not understand themselves and often felt lost and confused on their direction in life. I didn't know who I was or what I wanted, frankly. And then I discovered the Myers-Briggs, Enneagram, my birth chart, and so much more. And this gave me the clarity that I desperately needed to know what I wanted and who I was. So now I'm here to teach you about these things so you can understand yourself as well. Now, before I dive into this major aspect that I missed because I must be just a terrible astrologer that is coming up with this Aries solar eclipse, hit the link in the description below to get your very own My Horoscope Made Me Do It hoodie. This hoodie is probably going to feel very relevant as we enter this solar eclipse time because we seem to be acting off of sheer impulse and aggression that is inexplainable, other than the fact that, you know what, it's an Aries solar eclipse. So my horoscope made me do it. Blame the horoscope. Get yours now at the link in the description below. So I recently have filmed 2 videos covering what the Aries solar eclipse that is happening on April 20th is all about. And I mentioned multiple times that we're going to have an Aries eclipse in one sign, and then we're going to have a Libra eclipse in a couple of weeks. I was wrong. Looking into the Aries solar eclipse more, I'm discovering that there's a major aspect that is an interesting axis that is involved about this Aries solar eclipse. Now, as I mentioned in earlier videos, this Aries solar eclipse is very unique because of the fact that we had already a new moon in the sign of Aries. So we had 2 new moons in a row that were in the sign of Aries. One at the very beginning degrees, and now one that is happening in the final degree of Aries, the 29th degree. And this is a massively impactful event because it's bringing out our best sense of individuality, helping us move forward on our karmic path and moving towards our destiny. And it's helping us realize how we can be more independent, more bold, more brave, and move towards our path to growth, because this Aries solar eclipse is conjunct the North Node in Taurus. And the North Node in Taurus has been highlighting themes around self-sufficiency and self-worth over the past year's time. So all these themes are coming up around Aries energy during this time. And naturally, we know that solar eclipses tend to happen on opposing axes, where, an example of the last year, we had a Taurus solar eclipse around this time a year ago, and then we had a Scorpio eclipse. So we had this opposing axis because Taurus and Scorpio are opposites. So naturally, my assumption during this Aries solar eclipse was, oh, the next lunar eclipse will be in Libra. I was wrong. The next lunar eclipse is actually going to be in the sign of Scorpio, which is crazy because naturally the Aries solar eclipse should have an opposing Libra eclipse, but we do not. So what does this mean for us? The Aries solar eclipse information that I have told you is still relevant. This is a time where we are being called to be more independent, be bold, be brave, have courage, start something new in a certain area of our life. Aries is the initiator, and this is our time to take initiative towards being the person we want to be in the world. But we are not going to have a Libra eclipse after this. Naturally, whenever we embrace Aries energy, there's eventually a part of us that moves towards Libra, where we go from hyper independence and aggression and bravery, and then learn how to reel ourselves back in and be more diplomatic, neutral, more of a mediator, and connect with other people. Given the fact that we are not going to have a Libra eclipse after this, this highlights the themes around independence even more, and that shows us that during this time, you might be called to be more independent, and this is going to be your direction for a while, until we have a solar eclipse in the sign of Libra later in the year. So during this time, we're being called to be more independent than ever before, and it might quite possibly be that we are supposed to stay in a state of more independence during this time, rather than how we would normally expect to balance back out with more connection. So before we had this Aries solar eclipse, we had a full moon in the sign of Libra. During this time, you might have felt a lot of culminations coming to a head around your partnerships, whether that is a business partnership or a family partnership. Something in your one-on-one connections of some kind became more peaceful. It might have even been with yourself. Something came to a head and you learned how to resolve an issue. Now that you've healed this issue having to do with Libra energy, we are now fully ready to charge into Aries energy for a long time. Then we are going to have in May a lunar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. So in all of 2022, we had 2 Scorpio eclipses, one in the fall and one in the spring. So we had a lunar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio around May of 2022, and now we are about to experience another lunar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio in 2023. So what does this mean? Look back to fall of 2022 when we had our last solar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio, which is a solar eclipse is similar to a new moon. It is a new beginning of some sorts, and it impacts our hero's journey and our destiny here in this lifetime. So now a lunar eclipse acts as a full moon that is affecting our hero's journey and soul's destiny. So things that started or initiated or destined events that happened during fall of 2022 are now going to be coming to a culmination on this lunar eclipse that is happening in the sign of Scorpio around the beginning of May. So themes around codependency, attachment, and intimacy can be coming up during this time. Scorpio is the archetype of intimacy. They dive over the deep end. They want to deeply connect and merge with another person, and they want to be obsessed with something in some way or another. So depending on the house that the recent eclipses in Scorpio and Taurus were in for you will change how this final chapter is being closed out, because in a way, this lunar eclipse that is happening in the sign of Scorpio is the final step in our journey that started at the beginning of 2022. And we might have thought with the last eclipse season that this is the end, but you probably felt that there were some strings that were not tied up, that things were not quite finished, and you didn't know why. This lunar eclipse in Scorpio will finish and cut off those loose ends, tie them off, and make everything finished and well-rounded so that we can now fully dive into the Aries Libra axis eclipses that will be happening and playing out through the year. So this combination of Aries and Scorpio energy is very beautiful because Aries is inviting us to be more independent, and then this Scorpio eclipse is releasing our last bit of codependent attachments to things, people, places, objects, anything of the matter. The South Node is also in Scorpio. So this lunar eclipse that is happening in Scorpio is correlating to the South Node, which is the traits we need to generally move away from. And again, as I said in earlier videos and in the beginning of this video, the solar eclipse in Aries is conjunct next to the North Node in Taurus, which is our path to growth. So we are being called so much during this time to move away from intimate connections with other people that are unhealthy, move away from codependency, surrender our attachments, and learn to be more independent and self-sufficient during this time. Courage is serving us well. Self-sufficiency is serving us well. We are learning to enjoy life's pleasures, give ourselves pleasure, and be just free to be ourselves. Focus on ourselves during this time. As opposed to the Scorpio South Node, which is reminding us that, yes, we all need human connection, but now is not the time to focus on this. Now is the time to focus on ourselves. The lunar eclipse in Scorpio will be happening on May 5th at the 14th degree of Scorpio. So look at your birth chart and find 14 degrees of Scorpio and look at what house it's in. This is likely where you'll feel a final culmination and completion and wrapping things up that needs to be released. And again, if you want to find out more about how the solar eclipse in Aries is affecting you, check out the 2 videos I put on our channel about this event because those are still very relevant. They are not inaccurate at all. It was only the little bit I mentioned about the Libra axis that might not be as resonant during this time. Overall, this is a beautiful time for cultivating our bravery, our sense of self-love, and our independence, and allowing ourselves to finally be the person we want to be in our reality. Allowing ourselves to truly be the hero of our story, which here at the Be the Hero Academy, we are fully passionate about. And if you're not part of the Be the Hero Academy yet, our group membership, hit that link in the description below to join now so you can be the hero of your story and create your own reality during this time. If this video was insightful to you and inspired you on the energy that is unfolding during this solar eclipse in Aries, leave a comment below and let me know. While you're down there, if you are someone who was like me getting into astrology and did not really understand how to apply the information of your chart, meaning that you're maybe someone who is taking in all the information about astrology, as I did, and you don't really know what to do with it and you just know every single aspect, you need the birth chart workbook, which is free in the link in the description below, where I help you understand the basics of your chart using journal prompts. I personally use these journal prompts to learn how to live in alignment with my birth chart. So grab the free birth chart workbook in the link in the description below. While you're down there, if you are a person who is interested in self-development and astrology, which chances are you are because you're watching this video, you need to check out the Making Mindfulness Fun Bundle in the link in the description below, where we have all 30 of our workbooks and courses available now for only $30. That's an insane deal, I know. So grab it now while I'm still offering it. These workbooks and courses cover topics like chakra healing, astrology, mindfulness, Enneagram, and so much more. And I'm about to release 2 brand new workbooks on astrology to this bundle that are exclusively offered in this bundle. So get the bundle now to be the first to access these 2 brand new astrology workbooks that will help you live in alignment with your soul's unique energetic imprint, understand your astrology simply, and enjoy self-development more. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on those post notifications to be updated the second I publish a new video breaking down birth chart aspects and so much more. Once again, my name is Isabel, and from my heart to yours, I bow to you. Namaste.